Now, if that isn't obsessed with language, then this is. Fastener, this is from the more recent book. One as is as another as. One with is with another with. One against all others. And one of all the ofs on earth, feels chosen. So the man can't help his fastening on many, since the likes of him like lookalikes. When the star shower crosses the carnival sky, then the blues of the crowd try to glisten to match it. And two who work late in the butcher house touch, reaching just the same moment for glue and for hatchet. That's a poem called Fastener. I'm totally in love with words like self-antonyms. I just found out there's a word for these words that I've always loved. It's word, and not only that, there's one of them at least for every letter, like cleave, that means both pull together and separate or distinguish. Fast is the one that was referred to in that poem, fast, that has fastener in mind, but fast is like color fast means it doesn't change, but a runner, of course, does change position. You know, like a word like garnish in one sense means it's something you add to food, but with wages it means a subtraction, garnish. People use literally to mean figuratively now, so it becomes one of those. Nervy can mean, you know, full of calm courage in an emergency, but also can mean nerve-wracked. Overlook is one you'll notice a lot in daily life, like supervise or inspect, you know, and on the other hand, ignore, right? There's great words. It's the same word, but it means opposite things. As a poet, I love those places because other people think, you know, everybody else is using language to make a point. They want to narrow things down so it can only mean one thing. The great thing about the poems I love is they let it mean, they find the place in language that radiates meanings, that unleashes you from a single point, that makes it possible to feel there's many senses involved. And how to find the architecture of language that can mean many things at once that's the art. That there's something really interesting about that. Someone like Dickinson can do that at her best. At her worst, she can sound sort of sing-songy, little moralist, you know, which is the other kind of narrowing it down to a point. And the people who like those of her poems and tack them up as sort of moral things over the wood stove. Yeah, that's not. They were the ones who corrected all her punctuation right after she died and ruined the poems for a few years. But she made the readers who could read her 100 years later